Hi, welcome guys. Welcome to this Leo full moon reading. As I sit here, the moon is about to present herself. She's behind a huge palm tree, but I can see the glow. And I want to do a reading for us all. This is a general reading, all signs. Anyone who's tuning in, this energy is applicable. Obviously, use your intuition, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But I am going to go a little bit into the actual chart for this full moon and talk about some themes. Definitely look at your own birth chart and see which houses this full moon is activating. So the moon is in Leo and the sun is in Aquarius, and it is forming it's forming a square. There's actually a grand cross happening in this, but most astrologers will not be talking about that because most astrologers do not talk about Juno. I will be including Juno in this mix because it fits, okay? But I'm going to put the chart, I think there's more room on this side, so I'm going to put the chart up here so that you guys can see it. I know a lot of people don't know how to read charts. That's totally fine. I'm just going to help give a visual here. And if you do know how to read charts, yeah! Okay. I just was out on a walk and the wind is whipping. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of heavy energy. It's kind of interesting how looking at the full moon chart for this Leo full moon really does follow a lot of the themes in the Leo reading that I just posted a few days ago. So if you do have prominent Leo placements in your chart, I will also link that video at the end if you feel like watching it. So just sit, get comfortable. Water is going to be highly recommended at this time, and we'll get into why. Even though it's an air season and it's a fire moon, we have water is going to be a part of the answer here, okay? Also, I took a nap, fully transparent. I took a nap before I went out for a walk, and I just was on this walk for an hour, getting a lot of information and messages. And I wasn't really sure if I was going to film this. And on the walk, I was like, I had so much energy come into my being about that. That's a part of this full moon. If you're feeling lethargic, if you're feeling weighed down, if you're feeling like your energy feels kind of depleted, or you feel stuck, or like your cravings for things, substances, people feel a little thrown off. If any of those apply, it could also be because of this full moon energy and the season that we're in. We're having a fixed full moon and a fixed grand cross in the sky. And the way that when we have this, the full moon is exact at 5:54 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on February 12th, 2025, which is tomorrow morning. The moon looks full in the sky. This energy, the full moon energy, is applicable for, in my studies with Qigong, 9 days. So 4 days surrounding the actual full moon. So this energy you could have been feeling for the previous 4 days from the full moon and also the following 4 days. Some people say a full week on both sides. So just listen to your own guidance here. But it's not like the full moon just shows up one night and that energy is only for a small window of time and then it's done. Like, no, we're going to be dealing with this for a few days. That being said, you could have already been feeling this. So I'm feeling my nap. I'm still kind of like waking up. I'm feeling my body from that walk, feeling very invigorated, but I'm also feeling pretty tired. And I'm not wearing any makeup right now. I put like this makeup remover moisturizer all over my face earlier, and I'm noticing that my eyes just feel really heavy. So if I close my eyes extra during this reading, it's just I'm feeling it. I'm feeling tired. Okay. Truth be said here. Also, flower essences can be extra helpful during this. Water, like I said, very helpful. And you can always do a burn ceremony. Tomorrow, when this full moon happens, it arrives on a Wednesday. Wednesday is Mercury, Mercredi, or nope, my brain won't brain right now. I was gonna say it in Spanish, miércoles, see? So it's Mercury's day, and Mercury is all about communication. So if you want to do a burn ceremony after you watch this video, you feel inspired, because this is a time of release. And this is a time of releasing those heavy feelings, the weighed down, the stuckness, the lethargic bull crap. I don't like that feeling as an Aries. I like my cardinal energy. And it's a fixed full moon. Fixed, meaning it holds energy in a specific energy, and that's just how it is. So there could also be some like stubborn feelings in regards to how you want to move forward from feeling stuck. Or codependencies are huge in this full moon reading as well. If you've been following me for a little while, well, I've only been active back on this channel for the past few weeks, and I'm doing things differently. And I do go into backstory before I actually start laying cards down. So here's how this reading's going to go. I've already been giving you 7+ minutes of backstory, all of it applicable to this full moon. Take it how it resonates. I still have a little bit more to get out before we dive into the actual chart and me talking more about this heaviness, this thick energy, the codependencies, working with fire, doing a burn ceremony, working with water, working with flower essences. And then we're going to do just tarot. I'm going to go straight into a tarot reading, and I'm going to end it. I'm being very, very clear with this stubborn energy. I am moving forward. I want to live my dream life. This stubborn, old, habitual energy that's been creeping up and tempting and pulling me back into old ways, and you could be feeling that as well. Not today. No. I'm moving forward. I've got this beautiful quartz crystal. Also, full moon is beautiful time to let your crystals charge in the moonlight. They will cleanse and charge up. And I haven't done it in years, and I've just kind of restarted my crystal collection. So you can also work with crystals at this time, which would bring in the earth element, since we have a grand cross. I'm going to go into all of this. So, doodly-doo. This is a cute part of it too. Backstory. When I was out on my walk, there are a lot of hills. It was so beautiful. Our second mini sunset season is right now with February. The angle of the sun, it just keeps the sunset colors in the sky extra. I was out for an hour, and I swear like the whole time there were just these beautiful colors in the sky. And there was a group, this day and age, you see typically these e-bikes everywhere, and lots of kids on e-bikes, and lots of kids toting another kid behind them on the e-bike, right? And it's like always one of them has a helmet and the other doesn't, because I don't think legally they're supposed to be piggybacking each other, but like we did it as kids on just regular bikes. Of course, they're going to do it on their e-bikes. But this e-bike that went by with the kids, probably 11 or 12 years old, I'd say, maybe 13. They seemed like they were still kind of in that like whatever. There were 3 of them. And the first time, because they whizzed by me throughout the neighborhoods multiple times. Kind of funny. I was like, what are you kids doing? But I didn't ask them that, but I was thinking it. And the one of them in the middle, they were, granted, none of them are pedaling. It's electric. It's a full-on electric bike, like a legit one. And the one driving was like, you're too fat. And the middle kid, who was a little bit chunky, whatever, he was just laughing, like not insulted at all, but just like laughing. And the one behind him was laughing as well. And they were just like cruising around having their good time. And I thought that their energy was really fun and joyful. And it also was like interesting because I feel this kind of like fat, heavy energy. Like, come on, we're trying to go in this direction. We're trying to go up this hill. And there's this heavy energy, like, slowing us down. And so to also, like, not take it too seriously. This energy will pass. It's just another full moon. If you see people, like, clickbaity, kind of like, urgent, this full moon opens a portal that has only been opened for 25 years, or like, this is gonna change your life, like, take it with a grain of salt, guys. Right. I was getting real heated last night watching, like, seeing things on YouTube about this full moon, and being like, oh my God, it's just another full moon. There's gonna be another one next month. And after that. Okay. Let's get into what this full moon energy is actually telling us, because my job here is not to ever make you feel scared or worried about the energy that's happening. It's energy, and I'm here to help you know how to transmute it if necessary, embrace it if necessary, and decide for yourself how you want to work with this to your best advantage. I am here to help you feel empowered moving forward. Never fear mode, okay? Okay. I think that's all of my storytelling for now. So, here is the chart. Here's the current chart. There's a lot on there. I read Divine Feminine Asteroids. So if you see lots of extra symbols on here that you haven't seen very much in your past, this is what I do in birth chart readings. Like, each one of you has all of these things plus more. There's even more that aren't listed here. I use Time Passages. I've been using Time Passages for like 13 years now. I really love this app. I believe they moved into a paid only. They had a free version for a long time. Don't quote me on that. You can probably check it out. But it's rad because it really does give you a ton more info than, yeah, like I still really don't see too many astrologers talking about all of this. So here we are. Okay. And now I'll give you there's the Grand Cross looking one. So again, this is a fixed Grand Cross, and we have the sun in the first house in Aquarius at the exact time that this happens, right? 24 degrees and 6 minutes, and the moon's at 24 degrees and 6 minutes. Okay, so it is exact at 5:54 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. So when this is exact, for the general collective, especially those on the West Coast, Pacific Standard Time, the sun, the Aquarian energy that we've been in, is highlighting first house of self. The moon the energy that's being highlighted for release is happening in the 7th house of partnership. So there is definitely a nod towards releasing any type of relationship in your life that feels codependent or that takes away from your goal or the vision you see for your life. Because we want to be surrounding ourselves with people, environments, substances. It's like, that's where the codependency stuff comes into. It doesn't have to be people, right? So like, I don't know what substances we could like surround ourselves like habits that empower us in the direction we're wanting to go in. Okay. So, in just a very basic full moon sense, this is about releasing relationships that no longer serve you. Again, it doesn't have to actually be like a legitimate partnership. Maybe your partnership is great, but maybe there are people around that partnership, like group of friends or business people that you negotiate with or work with closely in business. Again, doesn't have to be people, but for some of you, it will be actual relationships with people that could have an ending here. And again, it's if it serves you. You don't just have to go like ending relationships out of fear. You would know if it's something that isn't serving you. You've already been aware of this for a while, most likely, if that's the case. So this full moon is an amazing time to help to release relationship dynamics that do not allow you to be sovereign, to be the king of your kingdom or the queen of your queendom, who feel as though they don't respect your so sovereignty, I said, authority in your own regalness. This is Leo energy. But for a lot of us, if there isn't a relationship with a person that we're being asked to let go of at this time, it's definitely relationships to substances or things or environments, jobs, somewhere where you do spend a lot of your energy, and if there isn't a reciprocal give and take there, if you're not receiving energy and you're getting drained by this dynamic that feels like it could be an equal thing or it could be a benefit to you, this is the full moon to release that. Okay, that's also why I'm talking about that Leo reading that I just did and how it could be really helpful. It goes right along with that all the messages that came out there. Now, this is something that I definitely have been hearing other astrologers speak of. I don't actually follow astrologers. I do follow tarot people, and just for my own like imposter syndrome kind of thing, I stopped following all astrologers for a while because I'm building my astrology channel slowly but surely. But I do follow some people that read cards who also practice astrology. And I was a little bit taken aback by the energy that they were, like how intense they were speaking of this Uranus being involved. And Uranus is involved. So we have Uranus down here at the 3rd house at 23 degrees Taurus. Uranus is having to do everything with weather, with environmental movements and shifts. Uranus is, I believe, one of the Titans. I couldn't find it yet in my astrology or my mythology book, but Uranus is rules earthquakes, thunder and lightning, tsunamis, storms, anything of that nature. Uranus is the consort of Gaia, or Haumea, and it also represents sudden, unexpected changes. And of course, that could be scary for some people, and that could be exciting as well. sometimes unexpected change is a huge blessing. It just usually comes in kind of more of like a tower moment. Or that's like the energy of Uranus can be very, very powerful. Again, surprising. Okay. So when we have this body, Uranus, at a pretty direct square to this new moon, right? 24 degree opposition between the sun and the moon. And then we have a square with Uranus in the mix. Whenever that happens, you want to look in the area that is conspicuous by omniscience, meaning where is that other area that is or isn't being highlighted when you see part of a grand cross, or when you see an opposition and a square, you want to look at where is that other corner of the square, because that's the energy to lean into to help with such a fixed, thick, stubborn, full moon releasing energy, releasing substances, releasing dynamics that don't serve you, where there is not an equal give and take. So that means that we look to the fourth fixed sign. If we have 3 fixed signs at play here, Aquarius, Taurus is where Uranus is at 23 degrees, and Leo at 24 degrees, the moon. We want to see what's happening at 24 degrees Scorpio, because that is the tension release. That's where the solution lies. And lo and behold, we have Juno. Now she's at 28 degrees Scorpio, so it's not, as intense. It's not as like perfectly exact square, but she's right there. And Scorpio energy, so Juno in Scorpio is already talking about transforming relationships. Juno is the wife of Jupiter. Juno is Hera. Jupiter is Zeus. They are a couple in the whole astrology realm. Not necessarily the best fit, to be honest, with all the mythology. Zeusy kind of got it on with lots of different goddesses and nymphs, and heck, he made Pallas Athena just by himself. He didn't even have another. There are lots of kids. Zeus has lots of kids. And Hera has to, she didn't cope with it too well. But that's a whole story for another different video, okay? But so we do have Juno or Hera right there in the Scorpio energy. And that's why I said at the beginning of this video that working with water is going to be very helpful at this time. Especially if you are releasing things that don't serve you, especially if it's anything that there's been a codependency around. For a lot of us single folks out there isn't a romantic relationship, or for some of us self-employed folks out there isn't really like a business relationship that needs to be released or transformed. But for many of us, we have old habits. We have codependent tendencies. And Leo is all about sovereignty. Again, being the heart-centered ruler of their kingdom or queendom. And that's what we are reclaiming, and that's what we're being asked to release in the Leo full moon energy. Does this all make sense? I really hope this makes sense. And so the fact that we have Uranus adding a little bit more dissonance and punch and urgency, and if you disregard this full moon energy that's accessible to you, and you allow temptations and codependencies to continue, your sovereignty is at stake. Your dream life is at stake. Doesn't mean you'll have other opportunities to reclaim it in the future, but why squander the opportunity that's in front of you? So working with scorpionic energy in the next few days is really going to be helpful. And Scorpio is all about alchemy, alchemizing energy, transforming energy, transmuting energy, allowing those cycles, those death and rebirth cycles to take effect. Become the phoenix in this energy. And that enables you to regain your crown. We're talking about Leo metaphors here. Yeah? Yeah? Okie dokie. That's Mercury is involved here too. We have Mercury down conjunct with the sun, and there's Ceres right there. She's Demeter. She's the goddess of the earth, and she is straight up in wintertime right now, which means that Persephone, her daughter, is down in the underworld with Pluto. She's not thrilled, and she knows that Persephone is coming back very soon. Spring is right around the corner. So if there's aspects of yourself with this full moon that's also feeling stuck or without that loving energy, doing all of the things aforementioned in this video are going to help you while you are moving forward optimistically with hope and with assurance that spring is going to come again. And Mercury being in the mix, Mercury being the god who is typically sent to the underworld, there's a lot of subconscious blockages. There's a lot of shadow work accessible to you at this time. And that's also why I mentioned the burn ceremony. So on the Wednesday of the full moon, if you are so guided to, you can write out things that you are releasing and literally, do it in a safe way. Don't go setting anything on fire that's going to be detrimental. But you burn that. It's a fire moon. But we have all 4 elements in place. So have your crystals with you. Put them out in the moonlight so they can recharge. So you're energizing. Work with flower essences. It's a part of, the jasmine is in bloom right now. Can't really see with the light. The light's pretty intense. I took one. And I just kept smelling it throughout the walk. So flower essences, water, burn ceremony, crystals, incense, saging, anything that helps with you're working with fire and air a lot this full moon. Okay, let's dive into tarot. I'm just going to talk in circles. But I really hope that helps. Oh, and I did write in my journal, so I just want to make sure. Might as well just say it out loud. I think it just paraphrases. Let's see. It's the full moon to release codependencies that could hinder your career, your home life, your relationship to self and other. Releasing what hinders your dream life and leaning into the energy of transformation and alchemy are the key to working with this intense fixed house Grand Cross and Leo full moon. And you could have those knee-jerk responses when you're releasing codependencies of nah, or feeling there's a stubborn energy with that. So that's why it feels a bit more like those kids trying to get uphill. It's dude, you're gonna get uphill. But don't keep carrying around things that are gonna hold you back. Okay? Tarot. Tarot time. That moon's, I can see it now. It's a beautiful orange color too, and it was rising in the sky. Probably because all of those peach and pink colors were around from the sunset. Okay, Angels and guides, Spirit, thank you for clearing this deck from all previous readings and information. Thank you so much for helping us to tune into our heart center of sovereignty and helping us to release anything that isn't serving us with this full moon. We'd like for clear and concise messages that help uplift and provide encouragement and clarity for the Leo collective and any and all signs who are tuning in. I'm just really been feeling like this is especially, a Leo energy. We have the King of Swords King of Swords going into Ace of Wands. I like that. Having clarity. You already know what you want. And then we have the Star card. So healing, coming. Vulnerability. Being really honest. Being really honest about the direction that you want to take. Getting that crown placed back on your head. Hi, honey. Oh, it's so bright, honey. Getting used to this light at nighttime. Don't love that it blinds us all, but don't be afraid of your light and shining it. And these codependencies or these old relationships were dimming your light. It's okay if it's a little bit too bright for some people. They can put on their sunglasses around you, but you're allowed to shine. And I see this sword of truth being held and the blue colors. There are clouds in the background. There's a storm of brewing here, literally. The wind is whipping. The earth is helping us to move. The elements are helping us to move the stuck energy. And you already know what you want. So it's about speaking it into existence. Which I think you've done, especially at the new moon that happened 2 weeks ago, because that's the time to manifest and to speak what you want into the universe. This is the time to release the things that are hindering you and holding you back. And we have the Ace of Wands here, so there's a lot of new inspiration. There's a new beginning that feels very inspiring. Again, spring is right around the corner. You could be feeling that Demeter or Ceres energy, and just like knowing that what you love is stuck in the shadow at the moment, and diving into the shadow, doing shadow work can be very, very helpful at this time, because you see this brand new beginning happening for you. And it's precious and it's valuable, and you don't want to allow anything to tarnish it. And then we have the Star moving forward. So a lot of healing energy. We have the Lovers. So you could just have a choice here. This is your advice. Making the decision to release that which doesn't serve you. For some of you, this is also literally like releasing a relationship so that you can allow a more aligned relationship in. Honey, you're a king, you're a queen. And you've been with a pauper? What is that? You've been entertaining. There could be people in your life that you've been giving a lot to who quite frankly don't deserve it. Sorry, not sorry. You know if that's your truth. So releasing, making a choice to release that which doesn't serve you, whether it's a relationship or just codependencies or whatever, or old habits, old ways of thinking, allows in a new relationship. And we have the Sun in the environment. That came out in my reading in the exact same spot today. There is this very, like, the universe conspires to help you. What is that phrase? Universe conspires to do me good. The sun shines on you. There's warmth. There's life force. This is that Leo energy. It's meant to be a yes. Your dream life can be yours, but not if you squander it. Not if you pour your love, not if you shine your light on people that want to dim it, or on substances that dim it. And we have the Chariot moving forward. A lot of us want to shake off this old energy. And also movement can be very helpful at this time for you. Ooh, and then the Four of Swords. Rest, rejuvenation, meditation. That card just wanted to come out. And balancing things. Two of Pentacles. Ooh. The overarching card is the Fool. Brand new. And then on the bottom of the deck we have Strength. I also just had to put the Victory card out here just cut, you know. I really love this reading. It's very optimistic. We moved through a lot of the heavy BS in the first 30 minutes of this. But there was a lot to cover in that. Let's do abundance messages next. I'm just going to pull 3, and then we'll do 3 angel therapy cards, and we will wrap this up. Thank you for being here, guys. I am so happy to be doing this. And genuinely, I feel so much more clear. I feel much more articulate sitting down and spending this 36 minutes thus far with you and talking about all of this. I was feeling like my eyes felt very heavy. I was feeling heavy. It wasn't feeling like my energy was entirely with me. This is incredibly important too if you have been experiencing any energetic vampires in your life, any siphoning going on. As you step more into this new beginning, this very spiritually charged, we've got a lot of major arcana on the table here, and my favorite ones. I don't play favorites too badly, but we have the Star, the Lovers, the Sun, the Chariot, the Fool, and the Strength. A lot of blue, a lot of yellow. And the Ace of Wands, and the Four of Swords, and the most challenging card that kind of came out. It didn't actually come out in the reading. It just really wanted to slide out from underneath the deck is Two of Pentacles. So again, that's kind of that energy of like convincing yourself it's still okay to engage in these old ways because you're balancing things. There's definitely an urgency with, even though it's a fixed grand cross happening in the sky between all fixed signs with this full moon, there, aside from Uranus in the 3rd house, which is interesting when that happens because it should technically appear in the 4th house, but whatever. It's all of these are happening right near all of the cardinal directions. So it's fixed energy that's being beckoned to think differently and to not be so stubborn and stuck and to not let yourself convince yourself that you can continue doing some of those things for a bit longer. A king and a queen, when they're aligned, they're very, very decisive, very clear. I don't know if that's entirely true all the time, but like that was what was coming through. Okay, abundance cards, please, angels. Thank you. Thank you. What are the messages to help show this collective the benefits that can come to them as they release what doesn't serve them with this Leo full moon, please? Thank you. Positivity, faith, and optimism. And look, there's a lion on this card with her and sheep. Lion and sheep and a lion cub. She has a little Simba on her lap. This angel does. Okay. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. Love that. Spirit, you tickle me. To make me laugh here. We have deservingness. You are a beloved child of God, like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. Some of you don't even know the crown that you could wear upon your head. And I mean that in a very heart-centered, Ned Stark. He wasn't a king, but he was the most king-like of all of them. And he didn't sever those codependent relationships with the bad blonde ones. I can't even think of their name right now. The ones that lived in the South. And they cut his head off. Ned Stark had been coming to mind on this walk too. I love that kind of cute. When you are aligned and have your heart in the right place and you wear your crown, you are a force to be reckoned with. And I think some of you have had your crown knocked off and or completely hidden from you. Oh, and so that could also be a message for a lot of us to work on our crown chakra as well as our root chakras here. I mean, grounding in, working with the lower chakras for sure. But the crown chakra, Okay, one last card from the Angels of Abundance deck, please. Angels and guides, thank you so much. Clear and concise messages that will help the collective that are still here with me. Resonating. Thank you. Conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only that which you need. Now, that's resonating for me if you find that there are partnerships, especially in business, that you've been dealing with, or partnership literally with a person who kind of like is wasteful or overindulgent, and maybe there's been a little bit of an ick factor with that energy that you're like, this full moon is giving you permission to see that for what it is, and that you can choose to release that obstacle in your way so that you can be as ethical as possible. There's a lot of ethics involved here. Employment change. Some of you are just straight up going to be like, I'm not doing this anymore. Okay. And then angel therapy cards. This reading's longer than I intended, but it's cool. I like these long ones. I'll usually do a spiritual bath and listen to. I really like Natija Cave. That's something. She has really nice, like sometimes they're like 30 to like 50 minutes long, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna take a salt bath and listen to her. But whatever. That's just, there you go. If you're watching Natija, hi. I really like her energy. Okay. Angel therapy cards, helping everyone to know how to release these old ways that are holding them back. Thank you, angels. Thank you for letting this be clear and understandable, empowering, helpful, for the highest good of all that are still here with me. Tuning into this Leo full moon energy. Therapy. Let's go. Base chakra. I mentioned that. When we talk about the crown chakra, also the root chakra. This is the base chakra as well. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. Many of you know what you want. That's that King of Swords. Okay. Thank you, angels. Two more messages for this collective, this Leo full moon. Things that can empower them, serve them well. Third eye chakra. It is safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. A lot of us are in this whole next phase of our spiritual journey. I am. And that's just been like a ton of the energy in the readings on this channel just in the past few weeks. And then clear yourself. Yes, thank you. Emphasis. Okay, great. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. So many of you can also ask for help from your angels and guides and ancestors. Shout out to my Mimi, who would be 100 today if she were still here. She's become one of my guides and my grandmother. She was one of my grandmothers. And I got this tattoo in honor of our... it's truly in honor of our spiritual relationship now, because whenever I see white butterflies, I think of her. And today I saw a white butterfly flying around. So work with your angels, work with your ancestors. And you are so supported. There's a brand new beginning here for you. You feel it. You know it. And for so many of you, it's the spiritual knowing, and it hasn't arrived yet in the 3D reality. But just like Ceres, knowing that spring is around the corner and Persephone is coming back from the underworld, this full moon is an activation point and a portal for you to cleanse yourself of those things that do not serve you, so that you can enjoy the springtime when it comes again. Transmute, work with water, and I will see you guys in the next reading.